Hi guys, so let's start working on launching our first Ethereum blockchain consortium, which we'll be using to deploy the blockchain application or Ethereum based blockchain application. So the first thing, so you need to first log into your Azure account. If you don't have one, you need to sign up, and then you will get this screen, or you can see the dashboard, right? Which will something look like this, or whatever you feel like. So first you need to do is go to this triple menu section and click on this new, right? Once you click on this new, you will be seeing this list of the all marketplaces. So first you need to do is click on see all. So when you click on this see all, you'll see this option where you have multiple options of servers and every other service. So all you need to do is it is showing here, but it not always the case. So all you need to do is type this Ethereum consortium blockchain. I need to click on enter. So when you click on enter, you will see this option. It was already there, but I didn't use that because I wanted to show you how to search it. So click on this. It will show you that Ethereum consortium blockchain in the new blade, right? So remember, these windows are called blades, right? So in this blade, it will show you this option and explain you that yes, this is the network which we are going to deploy. So you can read about this if you want, but no, we know about this, and we'll just directly jump into create. Okay. So when you click on the create button, it will show you start showing. It will open a new blade with the basics and all settings, possible settings, and another blade which will be asking you for the information, right? So let's start explaining you, filling out the details and keep explaining you what it is exactly. So the resource prefix is the string which will be added in front of the every resource which will be created inside this resource group. Remember, we'll be actually having a new resource group like this here. So let's call it a course group, right? So this will be a course group, but what will be the prefix of each and every resource? So let's call it test. That's it, right? So we'll every resource will have a test hyphen as a prefix with its name. We need to, what next is like, what is the virtual machine username? So we want to give the username to our login, right, in every machine, because if suppose there will be a 10 machine or 9 machines, so what will be the username for those machine? Remember, whatever we'll be using here, it will remain there everywhere is the same, and it will become an administrator user. So what is the name of the user? Let's call it Ubuntu. So I'm very habitual of using this Ubuntu as a user. So I'm going to use this. Next is the authentication type. Remember, you can choose to SSH using public key or just a password. I'm going to use the password. So I'm going to use my name at the rate 1234 as a password. Same, I have to repeat, right? And then subscription, I have one subscription, some free pass, then I'm using it. And then resource group, I'll be using it. And the location, remember, location is a geographic location where you will be creating your all resources. So I'm going to create by default Australia East. I'm not going to change it. And then we click on next, right? Then next it will start asking you about the network size and the performance. So this is very interesting part and very most important part, that what should be the net number of consortium members. Remember, each subnet, when we talk about this subnet, right, these subnets will be actually forming a consortium. So one consortium 1, consortium 2, consortium 3. So here if we actually going to follow only this architecture without any additional this whatever the extension is, suppose if we are not focusing on that extension, then there are 3 consortium members and one transaction node, right? Or sorry, transaction member. So let's fill out it as 3. So you can have 2 to 12 maximum consortium members. So let's call it 3 members, right? And now, next it is asking how many mining nodes per member should have. Remember, one each consortium can have one or more mining nodes. So I'm going to put, let's say, 3, right? So there will be total 3 into 3. So how many nodes will be there? There will be 9 nodes, right? So there will be 9 servers will be launched if with this setting will be selected. So mining node storage performance, it is asking if you want to go ahead with the standard magnetic drive or just the solid state drive. So I'm going to use the standard. I don't need that. Right. Next is the mining node storage replication. You want to create a redundancy and make sure that your storage is backed up properly, or you just want a locally redundant in your own geographical location or the zone you have selected. So I'm not worried about the backup as well. So that's it. Next is the mining node virtual machine size. So of course there are multiple type of machines. You can have advanced machine, heavy machine, which are machines maybe which are very expensive. Let's say 3.5 GB, 3.5 GB RAM, 1.75 GB RAM. If you want to see all, there can be many expensive machines as well, right? You want to have 28 GB RAM, 56 GB RAM, or whatever. So you can choose whatever size you want. We are going to go ahead with this small, average one, which is 3.5 GB or 4 GB. I highly recommend you to take at least this one. Don't go ahead with the smaller one, which has even less than around 1 or 2 GB, which will not be that useful. Okay, so as you can see here, it shows that 9x standard D1 version 2 will be used. So there will be 9 servers will be launched here. Next, we'll be using the transaction nodes. So remember, this is called a transaction subnet or the transaction node. So they're asking how many, sorry, this will be called a transaction subnet, while number of servers inside it called a transaction node. So this is asking how many nodes you want. You can have maximum 5 nodes inside this transaction subnet. So I'm going to use one only. I'm not worried about that, but I need to have at least. So whenever you are doing the experiment, make sure you choose more than two consortium, or at least three at least, and create mining nodes more, so that your mining is being done properly, not like you just did something and you are just out of luck and you are not able to mine a new block. If this happened, you'll not be able to demonstrate or work with your product. So it's very important to have a more miners. Then all good. Then it's a look about the memory size or the memory storage performance of the transaction node, whether you want the replication or not, and the server type. So all is looks good. As you know, this everything is covered. Let's move to next. It is asking for a network ID. Remember that each Ethereum network generally has a new ID, and the super network, or you can call it a public Ethereum network, where the ether is being purchased or sold, is actually network ID 1. So it can be more, it can be a very huge number, right? So but let's go ahead and choose a random number, so that it do not get conflicted with the other existing network IDs. It's asking, it has to be just a 9 characters long. Let's see if it is 9. Yes. Next, it is asking for a Ethereum account password. You know that each Ethereum account generally has a password. So I'm going to use the same password, Toshendra @1234. Then confirm password, same 1234. Next, it is asking for a private key passphrase. Each Ethereum account has a private key, and how you want to encrypt that private key, so that whenever you need to use it, you have to just enter the passphrase. Your private key will be unlocked and it will be used. So ultimately, you are converting a private key into a passphrase. So it is asking what passphrase you want to use, so that you can lock your private key, or the system can lock your private key. Let's choose the same password. I don't need any more number of password to remember. Right, so all looks good. Let's go ahead and then wait for final check. So it will check if your bills, your account allow you to launch this many servers or not, because it need to make sure that you are actually properly allowed to launch these servers. If your account has a limitation, you need to contact Azure for customer service and ask them to increase the count. But I think 10 is the default count, so you can launch up to 10 servers at once. That's it. You'll click on OK, and it will start processing and deploying your consortium network. Remember, this deployment can take few minutes, even 10 to 15 minutes as well. Yeah, you have to just confirm this and purchase. That's it. So as you can see, submitting deployment to the Ethereum consortium blockchain, deploying Ethereum consortium blockchain. If you can click on this, right, it will show you that how it is being deployed. And also you can go back to the resource group and click on this course group, and that's it. In the overview, you'll see that these things are coming and it's showing that deploying. If you'll keep refreshing it, you'll see the more resources will come into this as a table, and it will take another 15 minutes. So I'm going to stop this here, and we'll come to the next lecture, where we'll explain you how to go ahead and test out and access the network, and challenge and check everything how it is working. And guys, I have one request. If you wanted to understand and learn more about the blockchain and some different courses, I'll highly recommend you to go to this learn.toshendra.com, where you can find the more interesting courses. You can understand and learn how to deploy the blockchain on using the AWS cloud. How you can learn, and how you can have a multi-chain, a separate blockchain which is more powerful than Ethereum in a different way, and how to build a blockchain based application proof of existence using multi-chain again. And you can also learn how this blockchain basics and everything works. And so there are more courses, so you can, if you want to learn there, you can go ahead and you can take the coupon code, which is what's next. So if you want to use this and check out the courses, please use the coupon code what's next, WHATSNEXT, to register for the more courses. Thank you.